Suya,
and sorrow,
and welcome to our channel. Hey, Kai.
Alright, so welcome to our very first Thoughtful Sunday videos. So the purpose of these videos is for Sarah and myself to give our opinions about the events that are going on in our world today or the events that will be happening in the future. Also, we'll be giving you some advice on how you can navigate different situations as well. In addition, we'd like for you guys to comment below. Let us know exactly what you think. Give your opinions as well. Also, give your advice on how you would react to different situations. So this way, if we come across those situations and it's not something we've thought about, we'll be able to adopt your sayings as well.
That's true, because everybody has different life experiences, so we want to incorporate all of that.
Correct. Want to learn from each other. Okay, so today's topic is going to be COVID-19 and living in a COVID world. Correct. So as of December 2019, there were reports coming out about China, Wuhan, China, exactly, about this virus that was actually taking over people, and it was very contagious and it was causing some deaths. If I recall correctly, Americans really didn't take it so serious up until about January, February, and March 2020 is when our whole world completely changed and we became victims of this COVID world that we're living in today.
Were you keeping track of it? Like, were you paying attention to it?
Yes, because I actually watch the news a lot. She doesn't. So I was hearing about the virus, so I knew this was coming. However, I did not think it's going to be as big as it is now.
Right.
So I was not anticipating the situation we're in today.
I knew it was coming, but I didn't, like you said, expect the magnitude that it would affect me. And I was pretty much kind of not anxious, but like waiting on the end because of my job to see what was going to happen and what we were going to do and how we were going to handle the situation. It wasn't how, but like a when. Like, when is it going to happen? And
Correct.
when are we going to, be affected?
Correct. And speaking of jobs, I work for a food distribution company. So that first 3 months of the lockdown was crazy. Yeah. I've never seen toilet paper sell as fast. You would think they were gold. People were actually buying literally about 5 of the 20-pack toilet papers. They were hoarding them, and there were a couple of fights in the stores.
Oh, wow.
People were so rude, I mind my neighbor's keeper. At that time, definitely not.
No, and what about the guy that took like those 5 cases of water?
Oh yeah, no, not water. It was actually sanitizer.
Oh, it was sanitizer? Oh my goodness.
Yes, the sanitizer that the store sells, they come in a 12-pack, and this guy literally packed 5 cases of them, and he was just hauling them, and those are the last 5 cases on the shelf. While people were behind him, like, can I please have one? No. Same thing with the bottled waters. People come in and take 20 cases of waters, and it was crazy. And I noticed that it was a depression at that point, but these grocery stores, they made a ton of money. I know because I worked for a food distribution company, so I did the sales. So I know exactly how much they made. So a lot of people were losing money, a lot of stores and companies were losing income, but the big grocery stores, they were making bank.
So, unlike the Great Depression,
yes.
We're making money.
Correct. I mean, I wouldn't know how that affected grocery stores in the Great Depression. I'm going to assume people made money because from what I hear, recession is when millionaires are born. So that's what people keep saying. Like, during the recession is when millionaires are born. I'm not exactly sure how that works. That means you're taking advantage of people one way or another.
Well, people are price gouging, right? They're like quadrupling the prices of sanitizers as well.
Correct.
For me, my job description changed dramatically. It was pretty much just fit as needed. So I went from everything to security, to delivery, to dining, to dropping off newspapers, to staying to work till 11 o'clock, to being at work at 5 in the morning. It was just very inconsistent all over the place, working weekends, answering the phone, working at the front desk. Like, we were just everywhere that we needed to be to make sure that,
so jack of all trades.
Our staff and residents were safe. Yeah,
so I have a question. Did your company compensate you for any of that?
Free lunches.
Free lunches.
And what about your company?
Well, we actually were able to get some hazard pay. They gave us hazard pay for about 5-6 months. And in addition to that, they gave us a bonus a lump sum
Nice.
bonus when they stop the hazard pay. So I'm very appreciative of that.
Some people in other departments did get hazard pay, like people that worked like specifically with COVID-19
Okay.
positive residents, they did, but for like regular workers like myself, no. But job security is always good with
Correct.
so many people losing their jobs.
Correct. So family-wise, I know a lot of people did not get a chance to see their families. They didn't
Yeah.
get a chance to spend time with their families. So it's sad. It's a sad situation at that point. I have a very big family, so we spend time together a lot. However, with this COVID situation, we haven't really been able to see each other as often as we'd like to. How about you, babe?
My family's super duper small. It's just 3 of us. So with your family being 700 people, it's okay. I'm not really missing out. Most of your family are my friends. For me, my mom's a registered nurse, so it was kind of weird because she would like come in downstairs, take off her clothes. We'd have a trash bag for her to put her work clothes in. She'd come upstairs, put her clothes in the washer and dry, then straight to the shower. So and she was
being super careful.
and she was working specifically with COVID-19
Oh yeah, that makes
patients.
sense.
So she like didn't want us to contact anything.
All right, good. So, you know,
Being super safe.
health is wealth, so we have to be healthy in order to make some money. I actually have a couple of one tragic story that happened during this whole pandemic and this era we're living in. I happened to lose a very close friend of mine, one of my frat brothers, Amanda DeGracia. We call him Dingy. The reason why it still hurts is because about a month before he passed, he had sent me a Facebook message. But this was during the time where everything was so hectic with work. I guess that's an excuse. So I wasn't able to reply his message. And the next thing I know, I'm getting more Facebook messages that he had passed.
Wow.
Still not over it. So he actually had asthma. That was his underlying condition, and that's what they said. COVID accelerated that, and that was what killed him. So I understand, like, a lot of people do not take COVID
Seriously?
Yes. And just like anything in life, if it doesn't hit home to you, if it doesn't affect you personally, you don't take it seriously. So I plead with you, please. It's not a hoax. People are catching COVID. People are dying of COVID. Even if it's their underlying condition that's killing them, COVID is what accelerates and deteriorates their health to the point where they die of that underlying condition. So please take care of yourself, take care of your family, be safe out there. And we don't want any tragic stories to come from any one of you guys as well. Okay? So.
And your parents, right?
Yes, both my parents actually were diagnosed with COVID as well, so that's scary. I'm very young. I do not want to lose my parents. I rebuke that, and so I'm actually very happy and glad. I'm very thankful to God that they're healed now, and they're
That was
COVID
scary.
negative, no positive.
And then we had to be creative with our dating. We did a lot more indoor dating, indoor activities, which for me is kind of on the bad side. I like to dress up, I like to go out, but we had to be creative.
Yes, she made me dress up as a butler to serve her dinner. So I guess
y'all
it
believe
was
that?
role play.
Absolutely.
Yes, you guys believe it, right?
I would never.
And I actually had planned a trip for us to go down to AC.
Oh yeah, don't bring that up.
Yeah, because she's never been to AC, and it was supposed to be a surprise for her. And literally the day before we were gonna leave for AC, that was the day they implemented a lockdown and they shut everything down.
I thought you were taking me to AC to propose.
No,
Oh.
I wouldn't do that at AC. No. But I guess everything at that point was her friends telling her, "Oh, he's taking you somewhere. He's gonna propose. He's gonna propose." So.
Oh, anywhere we went. Oh my goodness. We're going to McDonald's. He's gonna propose. The ring's gonna be in the fries. I mean, they planned out your proposal like to a T.
Yeah, so it was very hard for me to come up with a scenario where I can actually surprise her, because it seems everybody's taking everything away from me. So anyhow, we understand like this situation that the world we're living in. There's been a lot of tragic stories. There's been a lot of negatives. However, we want to speak on the positive aspect of it as well.
Yeah.
So financially, this should be a time where you can make some money, you can save a lot of money as well, and you can achieve your future financial goals.
Yeah, you should be saving if you're working, right? Because you're not paying that much money for gas, like driving, right? You're not buying lunch. I mean, you're spending money on groceries.
Correct, but it's still cheaper to cook at home than to buy lunch daily.
Right.
So even if you have to find like an extra work from home job, there are a lot of jobs that are working from home. You can do Instacart. I know I did Instacart for about 2.5 months, and I ended up making about $6,500 from it. So that actually helped me a lot in purchasing this and getting my apartment. So this is a time where even as if you want to be an entrepreneur, you can look into grants that the government's actually giving at this time. So,
yeah, they're giving out a lot of financial assistance.
Yeah, so
small businesses, stuff like that.
Small business. So they're giving a lot of free money.
Yes.
And also you have nothing but time to dedicate into your craft and to do, just get started. That's the hardest part, is just getting started and pursue your dreams. So also you can invest in stocks. The stocks went to an all-time low, and they're a lot. You can buy them at a fraction of the price that they were. Yeah. Bitcoin is one of them. Dogecoin is one of them. You can buy some Caesars. You can buy Ford. Different stocks you can buy. Yeah. That I am not a financial advisor. Just putting what I bought out there. So just disclaimer. However, you can make some easy money at this point because the stocks will rise back to the prices that were pre-pandemic. So this way, you should don't just focus on the negative aspect of COVID. Right. Try to look forward to the positives of it as well. And so, in that light, Sarah here, she would like to give you some advice on what you can do to cope with the situation you're in, because we understand a lot of people are, depressed, rightfully so, because you lost your job, you lost income. Some people are getting kicked out, and people turn to alcohol, they turn to any kind of drugs, just to cope. However, I would like for you to try to stay positive, and she will give you some advice on that.
Okay, so disclaimer, I am not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. Please go see your medical doctor, your DO, MD, psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever you need. We know that because of lockdown that a lot of us were inside and we were not outside, therefore we were missing that direct sunlight, and sun is packed with vitamin D. So I encourage you, please take your multivitamins, take your vitamin D, your vitamin C, all those vitamins. You should take them daily. My mom is an advocate for vitamins. She's like, take them, COVID, no COVID, always take your vitamins, right? And if you're feeling grief, if you're feeling anxiety, depression, whatever you're feeling, those feelings are real. Experience them, but don't stay in them. And find your therapy, whatever your therapy is. If you need to speak to someone, if you like to journal, you like to draw, sew, knit, whatever you like to do, find your avenue of escape. Talk to someone.
Correct.
Talk to someone that you feel comfortable talking to. Sometimes you just need to vocalize those feelings and get them out there. So talk to someone. So those are just some of my advices that I have.
So pretty much do not internalize your feelings. Speak it out, let it go, release them, and you feel a whole lot much better.
Yeah, and just remember, you're not the only one that's feeling this way. There are millions of people feeling this way and going through the same thing that you're going through. But as long as you have life, you have hope, and as long as you have hope, you can always be in a better situation.
Correct.
Stay positive.
Okay. All right. So I would like for you guys to comment below. Tell us your experiences that you've had so far with COVID, negative and positive. And how do you plan on coping in the future? Because it seems we're going to be in this situation for at least another 6 months. So maybe we can take some advice from you. Okay? So this is Suya and this is Sorrow. Suya and Sorrow. And we just want to say thank you again for joining us in our first ever Thoughtful Sunday. And like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you see our next video that's coming out on
Wednesday.
Yes, Date Night Wednesday. All right, stay blessed, guys.